This is on par with winning World War II.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Absolutely yes.
Banning certain behaviors.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
Would you ban fracking?
Absolutely yes.
The export of fossil fuels from the United States, would you ban that?
Absolutely, we must get to that point.
We can do that. Just on public lands.
No.
We can undo by executive action.
Have a real priority at the highest level of government.
Prohibit the permitting of oil and gas leasing on public lands.
You go after them, you try to change the law.
We're going to have to spend a lot of federal money.
Get rid of the filibuster to pass a Green New Deal.
To reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
In the same way that we have taxed cigarettes, we're going to have to tax carbon.
We need to say that those who are throwing the carbon into the air that the rest of us have to breathe, that the rest of us have to deal with, are the ones who are responsible for paying.
Do you support a carbon tax?
Yeah, no, I would.
I will not approve any plans for the use of federal lands that are near tribal lands to our Native American brothers and sisters.
I love the vision of the Green New Deal. To me, the only issue I have with the Green New Deal is the timing of the timeline.
File lawsuits against polluters.
You propose setting aside half of American land and oceans for wildlife, for biodiversity.
Human population growth has more than doubled in the past 50 years. The planet cannot sustain this growth.
Yes. And the answer has everything to do with the fact that women in the United States of America, by the way, have a right to control their own bodies and make reproductive decisions, especially in poor countries around the world, where women do not necessarily want to have large numbers of babies.
Let's talk in language that is understood across the heartland. God is watching. I bet he thinks it's messed up, that it's a kind of sin.
One of the reasons I love the framing of the Green New Deal is it uses some of the language that we might associate with the way that we met the response of Nazi Germany.
Now, I guess it's 11 years that we have left. It was
The Syrian civil war is one of the first that was partly caused as a consequence of climate change.
This is one of the pernicious outcomes of Donald Trump's trade policies, this trade war with China.
This is the hardest thing we will have done, certainly in my lifetime as a country. This is on par with winning World War II, perhaps even more challenging than that.
It is an existential threat. There is no doubt about that. The fact of the matter is that we make up 15% of the problems.
people who are poor, communities of color, take the brunt of storms that are getting more frequent. That's the environmental injustice and racism that we're dealing with.
So I would convene a geoengineering summit and get countries from around the world to make sure that we don't have rogue actors just going off on their own. So first, geoengineering is not the primary approach at all. We have to reduce emissions.
You are holding a high-dollar fundraiser hosted by Andrew Goldman, a fossil fuel executive.
It is not a fossil fuel executive.
A guy named Andrew Goldman, and their biggest project is a floating liquefied facility for natural gas.
I didn't realize he does that. And you think I'm kidding. It's almost not there now.